Hello everyone. Season 16 has been over for a week, and since All-Stars 9 is coming incredibly soon, for my final Season 16 video, I will be ranking the competitors based off how they did on the season. For this video, I've given a point score to every single placement, and I will be dividing the Queen's point score by the number of episodes. A win is 5, a top 2 is 4.5, high is 4, safe is 3, low is 2, bottom is 1, and eliminated is 0. Starting us off in 14th place, to probably no one's surprise, is Hershey Jete. Based off her Rate a Queen, Hershey was in 6th place, which puts her as low. That plus her elimination gives her a score of 2 and a total score of 1. There is no change from her original placement. In 13th place, we have a mandatory meeting. For her Rate a Queen, she placed 7th, putting her as low. She was safe for the next 2 episodes, then was eliminated after a lip sync with Q. This gives her a point total of 9 and a total score of 2, and a placement shift of -1, meaning her placement in this ranking is 1 below where it was on the original season. In 12th place, pretty shockingly, we have Morphine Love Dion. Morphine placed 5th for Rate a Queen, putting her at safe. For the next few episodes, she would float around as safe, and while she would get a top 2 placement, she was in the bottom 4 twice and the bottom 3 6 times, giving her a point total of 26.5 and a score of 2.21. In the end, that gives her a placement shift of -7, and while you do expect a pretty big shift from a lip sync assassin, this is a lot bigger than I initially expected. Would now be a bad time to make a "that's what she said" joke? The next placement is a tie, but the other queen won the tiebreaker, which means Maya Iman LePage is in 11th place. Maya had a very interesting run this season, as just like Morphine, she was regularly dunked on by production to try and force an underdog edit. I personally don't think Maya's track record should be as bad as it is, but I am basing this on the objective placements, which means that Maya has a point total of 23 and a total score of 2.3. This totals out to a placement shift of -4. In 10th place, we have the winner of the tiebreaker, Geneva Carr. Geneva had the truly ridiculous track record of being in the top 2, bottom 2 twice, winning, and then being eliminated. In the end, that gives her a total score of 11.5, divide that by the number of episodes, and she is tied with Maya at 2.3. As for the tiebreaker, I counted Geneva's top 2 placement as half a win, meaning she has more wins and less bottoms than Maya. So with that in mind, Maya is 11th and Geneva is 10th, giving her a placement shift of +1. In 9th place, we have Mirage, and as much as I love her, that is not what I expected. Mirage placed 4th in Rate a Queen, putting her at high. She was then safe for the ball and eliminated in the acting challenge. That gives her a point total of 7 and a total score of 2.33, meaning she ever so slightly edged out Geneva and Maya. This score will result in a placement shift of +4. In 8th place, we have the safe queen of the season, Tsunami Muse. Tsunami placed 6th in Rate a Queen, putting her as low. She was then safe 5 times and eliminated. This is probably the funniest track record of the season, but in the end, she gets 17 points and a total score of 2.43. That puts her in 8th, which is a placement shift of +1. In 7th place, we have Megami, who would have placed a lot higher if I decided to give out points for the Lollapalooza. Based off the actual season, she was low in the talent show because she was 7th in Rate a Queen. Was her track record particularly fair? I would say no, but she got 16 points on the season, a total score of 2.67, and a placement shift of +3. In 6th place, we have Dawn. Dawn's placements reflect nothing if not that production had no idea what they wanted to do with Dawn. She was 3rd in the talent show, which put her as high, then she spent the rest of her run on the season floating around the trifecta of high, safe, low before getting eliminated in the bathroom design challenge. This gives her a point total of 33, a score of 3, and a placement shift of 0. In 5th place, we have Plasma. Plasma placed 4th in Rate a Queen, putting her as high, then she got 2 wins, 3 safes, a low before getting eliminated in the design challenge. This gives her a point total of 25 and a total score of 3.13. Based off the original season, she has a placement shift of +3. I love Plasma and I am ready to see her on All Stars, but it was very shocking that she did not have the biggest placement shift on the season, especially after how much focus was put on her track record after she got eliminated. In 4th place, we have Q. Q's placements are very interesting this season, as she's almost constantly swapping from a production favorite to someone production is deliberately trying to mess with to get a reaction. Also, I will add in now that for the Political Anthems challenge, both Q and Plain will be safe. I know a lot of people decided that after the fight between Dawn and Plain and Q were low, but if you actually go back and watch those critiques and count it up, they both got more positive critiques than negative and were 100% yellow safe that week. I believe of the 11 comments Plain got this episode, 8 of them were positive. I don't know how that somehow translates to low, but I don't think the order in which queens are called actually meant that Q and Plain were in the bottom. With all of that in mind, she ended up with 2.5 wins, 4 highs, 3 safes, a low, and 2 bottoms. That gives her a raw point score of 43.5 and a total score of 3.35. Even if you count her as low for Political Anthems, there is still no change. We have yet another tie, but based off the tiebreaker, Plain Jane will be in 3rd place. Plain Jane had a very impressive track record this season. She had 4 wins, but realistically could have gotten 5. She had 3 highs, but realistically could have gotten at least 4. Then even for her safes, she was never really on the weaker side. The only time she showed any weakness on the season is that advertising challenge, which prevented her from having a perfect season. All of these placements give her a point total of 47 and a total score of 3.62. Due to her loss in the tiebreaker, her placement shift is 0. In 2nd place, we have our winner, Nymphia Wind. Based off Rate a Queen, she was 3rd place, which puts her as high, putting her placements at 3 wins, 4 highs, 4 safes, 2 lows, and no bottoms. Just like Plain Jane, her point total is 47 and her score is 3.62. For the tiebreaker, while Plain Jane did end up having more wins, Nymphia was never in the bottom, and as much as I love Plain Jane, she did rig the Rate a Queen twist against Nymphia, putting Nymphia's point score at least 0.5 lower than it could have been. Based off all of that, Nymphia is 2nd and Plain Jane is 3rd. Nymphia's placement shift is -1. In 1st place, to probably no one's surprise, is Saphira Crystal. She was in the top 9 times, getting 4 wins, 5 highs, 3 safes, and a bottom. While I would argue that her track record is mostly fair, she definitely could have been in the top for girl groups and the acting challenge, meaning her track record could have been even better than it was. Her point total is 50 and her score is 3.85. Interestingly, this is the literal exact same score and point total as Sasha Colby. As she placed 2nd on the original season, this means a placement shift of +1. For anyone who's interested, the biggest winner this season is Mirage with a score of +4, and the biggest loser is Morphine with a score of -7. Hey, it's Drag Race Rejudged. Do you want non-Emmy nominated gay shit? Well then check out the RuPaul's Drag Race Rejudged YouTube channel and hit subscribe.